There is a moment in every great story when the hero falls. Not a stumble, not a small setback. A real, slow-motion collapse that makes everyone watching wonder if the fight was ever worth it. For Matt Armstrong and Alex Gonzalez, that moment arrived this week. Not in the workshop. Not in a courtroom. It arrived in the comments section of a YouTube video, where millions of people opened their keyboards and delivered a verdict so brutal, so unanimous, and so damaging that it can't be undone. Matt and Alex just lost. Not the car. The car is still there. The Chiron Per Sport is still sitting in that Miami workshop, its Venom wide-body panels bolted on, its headlights finally working, its engine running. Physically, the car is closer to finish than it has ever been. But the real battle they were fighting, the war against Bugatti's monopoly, the mission to prove that independent hypercar building is possible, the quest to show that a self-taught mechanic and a determined owner could beat the factory at its own game, that battle just took a serious hit. And the weapon that brought them down wasn't a Bugatti lawsuit, a VIN lock, or a parts ban. It was a body kit. A $700,000 body kit that the internet has, almost as one voice, declared a disaster. A few of the comments, not the polite ones, the real ones with thousands of likes, capture the mood. One says this round goes to Bugatti's rivals, and that the kit needs to go. Another compares it, unkindly, to a cheap knockoff. Others joke that the car went from prestige to punchline overnight, that money clearly can't buy taste, and that somewhere in Molsheim, Bugatti's engineers are laughing. Every comment is another nail in the coffin. Every like is a vote of no confidence, and the numbers are staggering. Tens of thousands of people, united for maybe the first time in internet history, agreeing on one thing. The Venom body kit has damaged the most famous independent hypercar build in the world. This isn't a small PR problem. It's a full reputational collapse. The Chiron that was supposed to stand as a monument to independent skill has become a punchline, and Matt Armstrong, the man who poured months into this project, is watching a reputation built over years take damage in a single week. Now, before we go any further, let's be clear about something important. Matt Armstrong did not design this body kit. He didn't choose it, pay for it, or market it. That decision belonged to Alex Gonzalez, the car's owner. Alex hired Venom. Alex signed off on the design, the materials, and the price tag. Matt's job was to make it fit, and he did with the same skill he brings to every project. But in the eyes of the public, Matt is the face of this build. It's his name on the channel, his face in the thumbnails. People aren't watching Alex's channel, they're watching Matt Armstrong's. So when the comment section explodes, it's Matt's reputation absorbing the blow. That's the real tragedy here. Matt has spent years building something valuable: trust, credibility, the belief that independent mechanics can do anything. He turned a wrecked Veyron into a masterpiece. He fixed a Porsche GT3 RS the factory had given up on. He earned the respect of millions by showing his mistakes as openly as his successes, and by proving that transparency beats secrecy every time. Now, in the space of one video, a chunk of that goodwill has taken a hit because of a body kit that looks like it came out of a back alley shop. Not because Matt's craftsmanship failed, but because the product itself is fundamentally ugly, and the internet isn't interested in separating the mechanic from the machine he was handed. Alex Gonzalez has lost too, but differently. Alex lost $700,000 on a body kit that's made his car a joke. He's lost face. The comments about his taste are brutal. People are calling it a scam, joking that this is what happens when you let the wrong person design a hypercar. Alex set himself up as the rebel owner standing up to Bugatti, and now he risks becoming the cautionary tale, the example people point to when explaining what can go wrong when you turn your back on the factory and trust the wrong shop. Bugatti, watching from Molsheim, couldn't have scripted this better. They didn't need to win a lawsuit or issue a statement. They just needed to wait, for the moment the independent movement overreached, for the moment the alternative to the factory turned out to be worse than the factory itself, for the moment the internet looked at the Venom Chiron and said, almost unanimously, we preferred the original. That moment has arrived. And the damage isn't just reputational, it's strategic. Every owner considering stepping outside the dealer network is thinking twice. Every independent shop hoping to attract Bugatti clients now has a harder sell. The credibility Matt helped build for the entire independent scene has taken a hit that could take months, maybe years, to repair. And the most painful part is that it was self-inflicted. Bugatti didn't do this. The critics didn't do this. This wound came from inside the team, from a decision to trust a company that's now been exposed for delivering an overpriced, poorly received product. But here's the twist. The loss is real, the mockery is real, the reputational damage is real, but Matt Armstrong isn't defeated. In fact, the very thing that makes this moment so painful is also what will ultimately redeem it. Matt's real strength was never his eye for design or his taste in body kits. It's his refusal to quit and his willingness to show failure as openly as success. His ability to stand in the middle of a disaster, with millions of people watching and say, "I'm still here. I'm still working. I'll fix this." Watch the footage again, not the comments, the actual video. Watch Matt's face when he opens the crate. He knows. You can see it. He says it out loud. This could be terrible and they could have been scammed. That's not the expression of a man proud of what he's about to install. That's a man who's been dealt a bad hand and is choosing to play it anyway. For the next 45 minutes, he does exactly that, cutting, drilling, bonding, solving problems that would break a lesser mechanic. He takes a fundamentally flawed product and makes it fit, makes it work, makes it functional. The kit being ugly isn't his fault. The fact that it's actually on the car, rather than sitting in pieces in the corner of the shop, is his win. There's a moment about 36 minutes in where Matt steps back from the front end, headlights mounted, brackets bonded, bumper on, and says, with real relief in his voice, that he's genuinely happy with how it's worked out. He's not celebrating the design. He's celebrating survival, the fact that he took a $700,000 mistake and made it function. That's not the voice of a beaten man. That's the voice of someone who's been through it and is still standing. That's why Matt Armstrong will come out ahead eventually, maybe not this week or next, but eventually. The internet's outrage is short-lived. Its respect for genuine skill lasts. The same comment section roasting the Venom kit is also full of people saying his troubleshooting is on another level, that this isn't even his car, that he's just doing what the client asked. The viewers who understand what it takes to rebuild a hypercar from scratch haven't gone anywhere. They're still watching, still waiting, because the car isn't finished. The paint hasn't been done, the wheels are still being debated, and the finishing touches that could turn a rough body kit into something cohesive haven't been shown yet. Matt hasn't played his last card. This is a man who has turned disasters into wins before. The Veyron was a wreck. The GT3 RS was a warranty nightmare. This Chiron is his biggest challenge yet, but the story isn't finished. Matt is still in that Miami workshop, still holding his tools, still staring at panel gaps and figuring out how to close them. As long as he's still working, the story hasn't ended. This is a reckoning for Matt, for Alex, and for the independent automotive movement as a whole. The Venom disaster has exposed a weakness everyone suspected but nobody wanted to say out loud. Independence without taste is chaos, and skill without judgment leads straight to disaster. Beating the factory isn't just about doing the work, it's about doing it to a standard the factory can't mock. Matt has always had the skill. What this build revealed is that skill alone isn't enough. It needs to be paired with the willingness to tell a client no when their vision is heading somewhere bad. Maybe Matt couldn't say no this time. Maybe the deal was already signed, the camera's already rolling. Maybe, like every great mechanic, he believed he could make it work. And in a technical sense, he did. The panels are on. The car is together. But reputationally, the cost has been steep, and the lesson for every independent builder watching is simple. Protecting your name matters more than pleasing a client. So here we are. Matt and Alex lost the story, the high ground, and a good chunk of goodwill from the car community. But they didn't lose the car, the channel, or the audience that actually matters, and they didn't lose the ability to learn, adapt, and come back stronger. The next video will decide a lot. The paint, the wheels, the final reveal. If Matt can take this rough, widely mocked body kit and turn it into something that silences the critics, this loss becomes the setup for one of the great comeback stories on YouTube. If he can't, the Venom Chiron will be remembered as the moment the independent movement flew too close to the sun. Either way, people will keep watching, because this was never just a car story. It's a story about ambition, pride, loyalty, and the cost of saying yes when the smarter answer was no. Matt Armstrong is still the hero here, not because he's flawless, but because he keeps showing up, to the workshop, to the comments, to the impossible job of turning plastic into something worth respecting. The comeback is coming. When it arrives, we'll be there to see it.